Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our 2-Bit Circus Foundation live stream. I am Michael, and we are here with the wonderful
Robert.
Awesome, like always. And Robert, we did a project last week, right?
The baby with abs, that one?
The baby with abs, that one, right? So we were doing something with like a 4-bar linkage system, and we had created these 4 bars, right? And we had poked different holes in them so we could play around with the 4-bar linkage system without doing any math and the science stuff right now. We were just experimenting with it. And so we assembled a 4-bar linkage system that looks like the one I have here. Actually, this is the same exact one we had last week. And I labeled the bars with letters A, B, C, and D. And I did that so we could just keep track of the names of them, right? And Robert discovered that as he moved this around, it kind of looks like a man, or in his case, he said a baby with abs, right? Like a really buff baby, right?
Yeah, because this is little, which that would be its body, and this would be its little hand.
Right, so we saw this, and Robert had a visual picture in his head, as most kids do, because you guys are very creative, right? You guys are more imaginative and creative than us old adults, huh? You have all these cool ideas? That's why I like having you on the stream. Fist bump.
Like painting you.
Fist bump. Boom. So, we have this little 4-bar linkage that we have. We didn't change it now because we like this motion, right? Of a guy like chopping wood, like with an axe. So then we did some brainstorming off camera, okay? We did some brainstorming off camera, and I was trying to get in the head of Robert and visualize, for me, how this 4-bar linkage system would look like a person chopping wood, right? Now the thing about 4 bars is, even though we call them 4 bars, they don't actually have to have this shape. They can have any shape you want. So if you imagined each one of these bars being replaced with a part of a person and a background, you'd be able to create a 4-bar linkage system that looked like a person, right? So I got into brainstorming, and I came up with a couple ideas. If we attached, right, Robert? If we attached this person to like a background, right? So, bless you. You okay there? Awesome. So if we attached the person to a background, so imagine you have a background, right? And then you could add in the background there like a outdoorsy environment, because he's a man chopping wood, right? So what kind of stuff would you have in that outdoor? Clouds. So maybe we put a couple clouds up here, right? What else?
A bright blue sky.
Okay, so the sky would be nice and blue, right? Okay. Let's see, I have a blue marker here.
A sun.
Maybe like the sky's blue, right? And this is what our brainstorming is looking like. So we have like a bright blue sky, some clouds, maybe a sun in the corner here. Right? Cool. So we have a nice background, maybe some trees or something down here, right? So we'll draw like a tree, right? Daddy's funky drawings, huh? So we have a tree, and then maybe some like grass or something down there, right? And then we have to have our person. So if we were looking at this 4-bar linkage system, we know, Robert, you said that letter D was going to be like the guy's hand chopping wood, right? So D, the bar D, is going to be the hand chopping wood. So the hand has to be attached to what? The body, right? Like your arms attached to your body. Okay? So D is attached to...
We have to give them muscles because that's how you normally move, right?
Yeah, that's how you move. So you're going to have like a guy, And so we could imagine, I'm just sketching right now, we could imagine like a guy's body there. And I kind of put the dots to make it look like the link A, right? So that's the guy's body, A. And we're going to have like a head. And it's kind of floating in space right now. But we're going to have the guy's head. And the head is going to be attached to...
So he's in space right now?
He's like floating in the air right now, okay? But we're just sketching what we're doing. So the guy's head, Robert's head, is attached to his body. So all of this right
we
here...
need a neck for him.
Okay, his neck is like right here. Okay, just in our sketch right now. We'll make the neck later, okay? But so the head is connected to the body and the neck, and that is all going to be linkage A. Now D is going to be like the guy's hand, right? So we could have like a hand come out, right? And that looks like the guy's arm. And in his arm, he's going to have like an axe, right? I'm trying to draw an axe real quick. Alright, kind of doesn't look like an axe, but you all get the idea.
Wait,
right?
I know. Just put like a little line there.
Yeah, I tried to do that, like make it sharp, but then I ran out of room because I made him too big in our sketch.
I put a line here.
Okay, cool. That makes it look more like an axe?
Uh-huh.
Awesome, I see it now. So you could see that we have two links now completed. We have link A, this one right here, which is going to be his body and his head. We're going to have link D, which is going to be his arm and the axe. So let me write a D there.
What's gonna be where's his legs?
Good question. Where are his legs? So I imagined, like looking at our 4-bar linkage system, I noticed that bar B was also connected to his body, right? So I thought
then that could be the leg.
then bar B could be his leg. So I imagined like bar B would come out like this and be like his upper thigh area, right? And then we would have another link that was just dangling down, which would be like his knee and his calf area. And then he would have a shoe, right? And so this was my brainstorming, my idea here. I was like, cool, we have...
Is he like squatting?
Yeah, good. And then I imagined, well, it looks like he's sitting. So maybe he was like sitting on a bench or something, right? So he's sitting on a bench.
Or maybe that's a tree he already cut down.
Maybe it's like the tree stump because he already made firewood with that, right? So we envisioned the idea of him having a seat, right? The A being his body, B being his legs, of him sitting down, his upper legs. The other part of his leg would just be sitting there. And it's there physically, but I didn't want to include that in part of our linkage system, right? Because it wasn't in the general direction. It would look funny if his leg was up in the air, huh? That wouldn't look right.
Like he's like this. And then
yeah, like your leg doesn't bend like that, so that would be like kind of crazy, right? Come back on camera, buddy. You came off camera there. Okay.
Wait, is he like a zombie or something? He twists his whole body.
His body all twisted up. He'd be like a lumberjack zombie, right? Okay. So then my idea and what I was brainstorming is what?
Let's give him abs.
Okay, you'll give him abs. Go ahead, give him some abs. You want to have a buff lumberjack, right? He's really tough. How many packs is he gonna have? He has a 4-pack right now. A 6-pack. Okay, cool.
And now he's gonna have some abs on his cheeks.
Oh, who had abs on their cheeks? You know those look like.
Does.
Those actually look like if you look at you when you smile. You have these little holes here. Can I see? Oh, yeah, you got a little hole on that side, and not so much this side, but the other side you do. Do you know what those are called?
What?
Dimples.
Pimples?
Not pimples, dimples.
Pimples?
Okay. So anyways, that guy can have dimples if he wants, okay? So when he's smiling, he has a little crease on his lip.
Wait, I have
we're gonna
a
go back.
nose.
A nose, okay, you draw a nose.
Nosy.
Nosy, cool.
He's nosy? That's.
He knows he's trying to chop his wood. So Robert, look back at our drawing real quick. We have A, which is the body and the head. We have D, which is the arm, hand, and the axe. We have B, which is the legs. What is representing a C? That was the tricky part. When I was thinking about that too, I was like all excited that I had this design worked out for you.
He's gonna have an ad belly button.
Let's get back to this real quick, okay, bud? So I was like trying to think, what would C be? Because we couldn't put like another arm or bar here linking the arm and the leg, because that would make it look fake, right? Wouldn't look realistic if you just had like a bar there. So then I got to thinking that one of these bars has to actually be fixed, right? Remember we talked about being fixed?
Mm-hmm.
By fixed, I don't mean repairing. I mean fixed as being stuck.
So we're gonna repair this?
Yeah, it's already repaired. So I came up with the idea that the fixed bar is actually our background. You see that, Robert?
Mm.
All of this right here is actually the C bar. So you could connect the hand to the background there.
So then maybe there's C right there, which could make the tree fall apart there when he cuts it.
Maybe. Okay. But we're not making the tree move right now. We're just making the guy move, right? Our little puppet guy. So if you connect the bar B and the bar D to the background, that would allow you to have the same motion you have here. So C would be the background, A the body, B the legs, and D the arm chopping. And notice which bar would we be fixing then? The bar that would be fixed would be our bar C. And that way we can move the guy up and down and his body and legs will move as his arm moves. And I think that would be a pretty cool 2D puppet with our idea that we came up.
But
Pretty
what
cool.
if we can make a smile there?
Mm-hmm.
But then we could put like a tongue there, like he's like.
Well, you can make the face however you want to design the face, okay? So what we're going to do today, now that you have our vision that we came up with, I did a little bit of brainstorming off camera, but I thought that would be really cool. So we are going to now make this picture come to life. We're going to actually make this out of
So then
cardboard.
we're gonna put like a magic
based
thing
on
on it, and
our
it's
2D.
gonna come to life.
Well, you're going to be the magic thing that's going to move it to make it come to life. So we have this as our model, which is just a basic mechanical system. Now we're going to make a cool little art project and picture out of it. So this is our idea. There is going to be a little bit of math involved in here because in order to have the correct motion
I thought you
and
said we weren't doing math.
well, a little bit of math, I know. We're not going to do Grashoff's law and all of that for the linkage.
Like 1,000 plus 1,000 minus 2.
1,000 plus 1,000, you said?
No, 1,000 minus 2.
So what's 1,000 minus 2? Ooh, I'm putting you on the spot now.
Wait, is it like 900 and now 1,000?
Okay,
Oh, so
990.
98.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
And 998!
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
998
Sit down.
times.
Cool. So we are going to get started on this. The math that we're going to do, hold on, don't cut me off. The math that we're going to do is actually just remeasuring these bars, remeasuring these bars so that we know the exact lengths of them to make our puppet match this ratio. Otherwise, the motion could change based on the measurement of the bars, unless you keep the corresponding ratio up or down. So you could scale it up or down, but I think the measurements of the bars are perfect. So what I'm going to do on the side of our picture right here, our brainstorm map, I am going to write A, B, C,
Wait, is this like
and D.
Wait, is this like a circle map with words that we have to write?
So you're learning about circle maps and stuff. It's a brainstorm map like a circle map, but we did a drawing instead of using words, okay?
That's
We used
better
pictures.
instead of words.
Yeah, we use pictures. So I am going to now measure each of these bars just so I have the measurement later when we start building. So from center to center of my point for bar A, I have 7 inches. Now all of these are going to be exactly inches because if you remember, don't play that because you might turn it off, okay? I don't want you to drop the live stream with this. So, sorry. If you have the measurement of each one of these bars, we can then do our drawing. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there with Robert. So each one of these are going to be a nice measurement because when we designed these bars, we made them in inch intervals. That's just the way we did it, okay? So they're going to come out really nicely. If you're not careful, they may not. You might have some improper measurements. And by improper, I mean like improper fractions, right? You'll have addition. So this is 5 inches, bar B. Knock that off, please. Bar C is going to be, again, 5 inches. And then bar D is going to be 4 inches. So now I have the measurement of each bar. Now remember the bars, I'm calling them bars, but the parts of the body do not actually only have to be 7 inches. They can extend beyond that. Just the points where the joints are going to be have to be that measurement apart so the bar system works properly. For example, in bar A, from the arm to the leg, that measurement has to be 7 inches, but the head can extend beyond that 7 inches. Now when I'm looking at this, I notice that my shorter and my longer bar added together are bigger than the 2 other arms. So yeah, last week I remember I was struggling with this, and I was a little bit embarrassed on camera that I was struggling. I'm like, this thing isn't moving around, right? Like it wouldn't move all the way around. It would get stuck at some point. And then after looking at these measurements, when I took the numbers off camera, I realized why it wouldn't turn around all the way. It's because it fits the Grashoff's law that I talked about, which says this is a crank rocker. Or, I'm sorry, not a crank rocker, a double rocker. So it doesn't actually rotate around. Look at Robert up here bored because I said I'm not going to talk about math. I just can't help myself, I'm sorry. So this is actually a double rocker, which means it's not meant to spin around completely based on law. Okay, so Robert, we are going to get started cutting. Can you grab that box off camera there? Robert's going to get that nice cool box for us really quick. Box head is going to make a return. I already knew he was going to say that. Box head is now back. So I'm just going to look at this box. This is the largest box I have. And I want to make sure that we have a good background. So I'm just going to take a couple measurements here to make sure that we can fit our person on here. That side is about like 10 1/4 inches. But up here, I have this additional section, which would give me around, 17 inches, right? So I actually have more room if I were to use the side panel as the background, okay? So that's what I think I am going to do. I'm going to cut off this section right here. And just to let you all know, this is actually my first time ever making a puppet like this. Never done it before. And I brainstormed that idea that we shared with you in the picture on camera, and I think it's going to look really cool as Robert plays box head over here. Be careful, don't, hey, I don't want you to fall. that your new chair? Oh, cool.
They're out of box.
And I didn't actually see this beforehand, but the bottom half of it, so I actually have a large, very large section to make as our background. Alright, of course this tape doesn't help, so let's just go ahead and use the other side. Problem solved. Alright, now I like this because I like having the space in the background, but I did want the longer portion to be the vertical section. So I just want to check again. Maybe I could fit that guy in here. I'm worried that it's going to not be big enough. Like it's not going to be proportional is what I should say. Like the guy's head is going to be up into the sun and stuff. But I don't know. I think it'll still be okay. So, we better do it this way to make sure I have enough room there. Cool. I'm worried because the longest bars, we took the measurement here, was 7 inches, and I just don't want to run out of space. So I'm trying to proportion everything. So that's a good thing. I don't even need to use this, right? This is roughly around the measurement, so I can show you what I mean. If I put this here, the guy's whole body is going to extend this section A. So the head is going to be really pushed up into the sky area and the sun. I just figure it'll be better this way. Better proportions. The guy could be down here. We could have a nice sky up here, right? We just don't have a lot of room over here, but that's okay. What do you think, Robert? Do you like that? Huh? So what we're going to have to do first is we're going to have to do some painting and drawing on the background because that's going to take some time to dry. So as that background is drying, we can then build our man. And I'll get Robert started on the painting. Robert, you going to paint for me? You going to paint?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Robert's going to do some painting, and then I can start doing the measurements for the parts of our puppet, our cardboard puppet guy. Cool. So Robert, how are we going to draw this? What did we say? We said we wanted a guy here, right? And a sky. Where do you want to make your clouds? Up here, right? Okay, do you want to draw some clouds?
Yep.
Okay, draw some clouds. Just the shape, and then we're going to paint them and do stuff to them, okay? Cool. Do you want me to draw the sun for you? Okay, where do you want the sun? Up here, in this corner, or that corner? And do you want it a corner sun?
I can do it.
Okay. You want a partial sun? Awesome. Those look good. So we're just drawing, again, our sketch on here. So we have an idea. Do you want to put some birds up here? Do you know the easiest way to draw birds? I like to do them like this, like letter V's. So it looks like they're flying. Do you see that, Robert? So that's about as far as my art skills go. Cool. So Robert's drawing a whole bird up there. That's going to look really awesome.
Like this? So it looks like they're flying.
But you didn't have wings. Got some wings in there, right? So it looks like they're flapping. Alright, you finish up your bird that you're drawing there. Finish that one up. And then we're going to...
Wait, I have another one for the lumberjack.
What about the lumberjack?
He's going to have a bird on his head.
So the lumberjack is going to be somewhere in this area here. Somewhere in that area there. And we're going to have like a bench that he's going to sit on, right, Robert? You said you wanted to make this like a tree stump or something?
Yeah.
Alright, so maybe it's going to look like a tree stump that he's going to sit on. Cool. And then down here we'll have like some grass and stuff. Cool. And then here we could have like a tree or something. You want to draw a tree? Okay, we're going to draw the tree like over here somewhere. Kind of big. Okay? Because the tree's got to be bigger than the person. Okay, wait, up there. And let's go like all the way, like up here, like a big tree. Okay? And then do the other side of the tree. Okay, and then all the way up here. And then we'll have a tree. All right, cool. Now we have like a basic sketch on here. Normally I would do this with pencil, you know, so you don't see it so well, but I wanted the camera to pick up the colors, so that way we just have a basic idea of what we're sketching. All right, Robert. So your job now, let me see the marker,
Is the paint up?
is to start painting, but you need to, are you listening? Listen to the directions. Oh no, we need paint trays. I don't have paint trays yet.
Wait, I think we have instructions. Wait,
Robert.
do you want Harry Potter on camera?
No. Robert, can you do this a favor for me? Can you run to my office and get some of those plastic trays on the shelf? So that way we can put paint in there. Look for plastic containers that have paint in. The small flat ones, okay? Hurry, quick. All right, so while Robert does that, he's getting us our paint so we can start painting our picture. I am going to start visualizing how we're going to make our man. All right, so our man has to be about this size. I'm looking for my box. This is the one that I had chopped up before. So I just need to make sure I have enough cardboard to draw on and cut out the man's body and so on and so forth. So let me just cut off this lid here, and then I'll use the flat section here on the side. Cool. How many did you get?
3.
Okay. Well, we have more than 3, right? You guys split in half? So we have 4 trays. Cool. All right, so pick what colors you need to get started on, Robert.
Green for the tree.
Okay. Put some green out for the tree.
Green for the tree. Shake the tree.
I'm over here sweating. It's hot in our house. Did you shake the paint up? That's good. Okay, good. That's a good amount of paint. Here you go. And I'm gonna move this water over here. It's for when you're done with the brush with that color, okay? Awesome. So now I have to draw my man and the different linkage bars that we're going to use. Again, this is going to be, all of this is going to be link C. So we have one link done. So I have to do A, B, and D. Okay. So I'm going to start with A, not B. I'm going to start with A. Robert, can you hand me that ruler over there while you're painting? Thank you, sir. Awesome. So I am going to measure out. Again, remember that the link A needs to be the 7 inches that I had here. Again, it could extend beyond the 7 inches, the actual guy, but the body component where the 2 points meet have to be 7 inches. So I'm just going to mark a dot on both ends corresponding to the 7 inches. Okay. That looks really awesome, Robert. It's coming out good. Okay. 7 inches are going to be these 2 spots. Now I'm just going to rough sketch what their guy's body's going to look like. Again, I'm going to keep it simple in the shape of a simple linkage bar. Okay. So again, it's going to look like it's a profile side. So his body's going to extend down like this. Again, his body's kind of round like that. He's buff, he has abs, he doesn't have a big old belly like Robert wanted, right? Alright. So that's going to be his body part. Now B is going to be 5 inches, and I just want to see, like, I got to cut that out, but I want to see how much cardboard I have on the edge there, because I don't have much. Okay. And I'm thinking I want to cut out the head separately, and then I'm going to glue the head onto the top here. And I'm actually going to make this a little higher. so his head's not so close to the arm link. It'll look more natural. Again, I'm not worried about that right now because I'm going to paint over it. Right? We're going to add color to him. I don't have to worry about that so much. General shape. How's your painting coming along there, Robert?
Good.
Good. Okay. I like what you did there. Looks like a really cool painting. Alright, so there's general cutting out here. You all know how particular I am with cutting out my round shapes and my circle. I gotta make them as precise as I can. One of those things I'm very particular about. Okay. Looking really awesome, buddy. Alright. Well, take your time, bud. Take your time. Nice stroke, yeah? Cool. Cut out the body here.
Now I'm done.
Okay. What about this? Because we said this was like a tree stump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So should that be brown too?
Oh.
It's okay. Go get some paper towels. Go get some paper towels, and we'll dry the brush off so you don't get so much water. I actually have napkins here, Robert. So which brush was it? The big one, right? Okay. That way we can pull some of that water off the brush. Okay. You can paint some more brown. And were you gonna put grass or something at the bottom too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you might need that green again, right? Maybe. Good, Robert, looking good.
Oh no!
Looks good, still looks good. Time is flying by here. Alright, and then I have my bar here. Again, this is going to be like the man's body, so that's going to be like over here. Okay. I need to poke these holes in here, and we know how dangerous that is for me. Alright, that looks good.
With scissors!
I know, I never use the right tool.
You're supposed to use a knife or something?
I think the best thing that I have that would work for that would be a drill bit.
Oh yeah.
But that's in the garage, so.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you know what? I think I made that other hole there too big. I didn't think about that. So we're gonna see how that comes out. That might be too big for the little brass fasteners that we
I
have.
need to dry it out.
Okay. Don't mix the paints there, otherwise you'll have different colors. Awesome. There you go, bud. Alright, while Robert was doing that, we have the body prepared. I do need to make a head as well for our guy. So I'm going to cut out the circle for his head, and we'll let Robert design what the man's head looks like. Okay. Trying to figure out how big of a head we should make.
I'm done.
I think that size looks better. That looks really awesome, Robert. Potion, you're making potion now too?
Yeah, let's make mommy drink it.
Okay. We'll make mommy drink our magic potion later.
Wait, what if we say, we went to Starbucks, we got that green drink that you like.
Oh, that would be a good trick on mommy. I don't know. I think she'd be really mad though. What do you think?
Funny.
You think it'd be funny? You were such a prankster. You are like that.
Can you give me a piece of paper?
What are you gonna do?
Just give me a piece of paper, please.
What are you gonna do?
I just want a piece of paper.
Okay, we got so much work here today.
Just a little piece of paper. Quick.
Wait, I have so much work for you. I'm gonna give you this right now. This is gonna be the guy's head. And you have to figure out how you're going to design it. Like you said, you wanted him to have the face. And what? Are you doing it in the air? Are you writing something? You're writing a secret message to everyone? Nope, here. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. Here you go.
Okay.
Alright, so this is going to be the guy's head on there. Should I glue it on right now, or are you going to draw his face first? You're going to draw his face first?
Draw his face.
Okay.
Draw his face, you. Draw his face, you. Draw his face, you. Draw his face, you. Draw his face, you.
7-year-olds, I don't know what to do with them sometimes. Silly. Alright, so I'm trying to keep track of what we have down. We have C in process. We have A in process. So that means I'm left with arm D and B. So I need some more cardboard here. B and D are shorter. Right? That's what I have left. B and D are shorter.
Oh, I'm gonna paint the face, you. Oh, I'm gonna paint the face, you. Oh, I'm gonna paint the face, you. And give him his cheek abs.
And dimple is his cheek, Abby?
Yeah, he has abs on his cheek.
Okay.
He's a super strong guy.
So now I gotta do his legs.
I have another idea on the guy.
What's the other idea?
Make him have ab eyes.
Nah, I don't know what's with you and abs, dude.
He's gonna
Okay.
be super strong. He can't even cut through a whole
Okay,
entire
finish that face up
building.
because I gotta work on this right now.
Okay.
So his leg has to be 5 inches, at least 5 inches, right? So from his hip joint to his knee,
Color this.
well, to his knee, nope, not yet. Do that, just draw how you want to do that.
I'm already done with it.
Okay, then you're gonna be painting him, right? So then you have to figure out what you want his face to be painted, okay? What color you want his hair to be, what color eyes he's gonna have.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 inches, let me just confirm my measurement there. It's 5 inches. So his leg, I'm gonna make him have like I don't know, maybe round. I guess round would be better. Cool. So that's what his leg shape is gonna be. Again, simple, keep it simple for now. Cut this curve out here.
Now he has a big old tongue.
He has a big old tongue.
Yeah.
Alright. But now as his body's kind of coming together there, right? You can see his legs and his torso. And then we're going to glue his head onto here. We have the 5 inches, which is the location that we need for his leg to move properly. I'm going to need a smaller component to his leg, which is going to be his lower leg. So let's use this cardboard again. Remember, that one doesn't have a length to it because it's not part of our mechanism to move, the linkage system. It's just an aesthetic feature. But since he's going to be sitting on top of this bench, maybe I should measure to get a rough estimate. See how far down his leg should be. So maybe 4.5 inches. So I'm going to do 4 inches as the hinge points to create the joint of the knee, and then the point where his foot is going to go. Now, again, those aren't, they can move, but they're not actually part of our linkage system. So there we have this.
You know, I see something cool. When I dip this in there, it still has a string there.
Okay. Hey, buddy, finish painting that because we have to let that paint dry before we assemble all of this, okay? Can you work on that?
Got it.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
This is going to be Mommy's drink later.
Alright. I'm gonna run away when you try to get into the drink. I don't want to be around.
Okay, so then I can do it right now?
No. Finish up your painting.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm done.
You're done.
Oh, never mind. I'm not done. Oh. I need that.
Did you shake it up? Let me see. Let me help you out. Close it before you shake it. Okay, and then shake it towards the bottom. Turn it upside down. And shake it. There you go. That way the paint drops towards the cap. Oh, let me see. I don't want you to make a mess. There we go. Let me see. Oh no.
Oh no, oh no,
I
oh
said
no.
I don't want you making a mess, and then I went ahead and make a mess.
You made a mess. You made a mess. It's your word against your word. You made a mess. You made a mess. You made a mess. You made a mess.
You are
Say
having a-
you made
Go back
a
over there.
mess.
Go back, go back.
You made a mess. You made a mess.
Oh.
Messy. Hi, Messy. Hi, Messy. I can't get the paint out. I can't get the paint out. Hi, your name is I can't get the paint out.
Alright, there you
Only
go.
halfway.
Can I be I got the paint out now?
I only can get paint out.
So this is start showing you what this is gonna look like if our plan is gonna work out properly. We're gonna have like the man sitting on the bench, like that. He's gonna sit on the bench. And then at these joints, we're gonna have brass tabs to hold his body together. And then up in this one, we're gonna have the arm, and the head will be up here. And now it's funny, I tried to be proportional as I can, but we're still gonna have like a giant chopping down this tree. So he's gonna be a giant, not just a human. Hey,
Oh, is
that's the
he
way that
cool?
they go. Finish up. Finish up. Alright, and then I need to have
Or is he
a...
the thing?
I want to finish the leg, but we have the calf, the thigh. We don't have a foot yet, so I need to make a foot. And now again, I could link these and make them links if I want to, so they move separately. Or I could have just made it one piece since it's not part of my system. But let's just put it there so we could change the angle of his foot. So I'm going to make a dot. And for this, again, it's just the aesthetic look, so it's not actually part of our linkage system. So, see how I want to make his shoe. I don't know, maybe that looks like a shoe. Should it be a wider shoe? Let's see. Oh, that looks okay. What do you think, Robert? Do you think that's a good size, or do you think it should be a little wider for this shoe?
I think it's a good size.
Okay. Robert said it's good, so it's good. Awesome.
If I say what's good, so then it's good. So then it's good for Mommy to drink this. So it's good? Wait, can't she hear us?
Yeah, she can. You better watch it. She's gonna come get you.
Because I'm not gonna let her.
So Robert always has this good logic. You see, I gotta be very careful with what I tell him. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, whatever you want to do, you can do. But you know what that means. So you gotta be very careful with that. Cool. What color are his eyes gonna be, Robert? You gotta paint some of his eyes.
Let's go to Starbucks later.
Paint your eyes first. And we'll talk about that stuff later. Paint his eyes.
Oh, so you're Mr. Paint his eyes.
Well, he has to have some eye color in there. Okay.
red eyes.
Cool.
I have red eyes.
You have red eyes?
No.
Awesome. So
I have no eyes.
we have here his
I
foot.
have no eyes. I have no eyes.
Come on, finish up, buddy. We're running out of time here.
I'm already
I gotta finish this in time.
I'm already
Alright.
finished with
So I have
my
one
face.
more piece to cut.
When are you finished with that?
Go get more trays, buddy, because we need more paint colors.
With that
We need more paint colors.
are you finished with that?
Alright, so Robert's gonna go get more paint trays for us because we need some more colors here. He has yellow. We have to paint his sky still, but we gotta paint the guy's body, our clouds white. Our birds, maybe a different color. Robert has his guy here, his face ready to go. So as soon as he comes back and confirms that's how his face is gonna look, then we could glue that face onto the bar. Awesome. Now I picked a circle for the head. Of course you could have made it a round shape or like oval. Like if it was a circle and then pick a round shape. I meant like an oval shape. You could have made it a square shape, however you want it. It's your art, so you could pick that. I'm getting distracted now. Let's do the arm.
Okay, you need your paint trays? Here's your paint trays. 1,000 paint trays.
So this is what we need to paint still, right? Are you done with the head?
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna put the head, we're gonna glue the head on here. You know, I picked
So we have 1,
thick glue.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But I don't know if stick glue today is gonna work. I might have to go to
Stick
the
glue's not gonna work.
Oh, we'll see.
Then I know what glue's gonna work. Then put it in.
Oh, cool. We have that one too. But I think this might work. This might work. Okay, but let's paint. You gotta paint. What color are you gonna paint your clouds?
Or hot glue.
What color are you gonna paint?
Hot.
Hey, listen up.
What color are you gonna paint?
What color are you gonna paint the clouds, the birds? You wanted a blue sky, the sun.
Okay, let's get my
Lots
color.
more painting to go there.
Where's white? Let's color white.
Why don't you paint the?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna paint your color white.
Awesome. Again, I have to make the guy's arm now. Remember, the arm has to be 4 inches from center to center point. Okay. 4 inches from center to center. That's gonna be his arm. Make his shoulder joint there. I don't know how big he's gonna have. Really big arms, I guess. And then on his hand here, he's gonna have like an axe. Let me see if I can make the axe a good size. I think I have a pretty good size there for the axe there. And his hand. Little puppet. Let's cut this out. A little lumberjack cutting down a tree to make a house or something. Maybe
He's gonna make a house. Is he gonna make a car?
Finish painting there. I don't know what he's gonna make with it, but maybe he's making something.
Maybe he's making nothing.
Maybe he's making nothing. I don't know. See, and then you could imagine, like, I think this project is pretty cool. Like, we're just doing like a little picture scene, but it's a puppet. Maybe you did like a puppet show and you had different cardboard scenes like this that you picked up and you could tell stories. So now I'm thinking like in a...
Like long ago, there was a lumberjack.
Right. Like
He had no houses. He had nothing.
So now I'm thinking like as a teacher, like if I were in the classroom, how could I use this project? You have STEAM intertwined with each other, right? We have math components in here, the measuring, If you're doing this with older kids, you could talk about Grashow's Law,
And Pinocchio.
Robert's Pinocchio. You could do this in ELA. It could be storytelling, or maybe you read a book and they needed to take a scene out of the book and make it come to life. Maybe you just wanted to do some theater, right? Maybe they had to come up with their own creative play that they had to do.
Movies and shows, they had to draw all that stuff.
Yeah. Exactly, like all the cartoons and stuff you used to watch,
Yeah,
this is
but
how
then,
they made this stuff come to life.
So then normally it's like moving a book fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like moving a book fast, like we're like.
And you know what this reminded me of too right now as I'm cutting this out?
What?
It reminded me of those pop-up books. Like maybe you make a smaller version of this, where you use different linkage systems to make animals move in your scene, and you make a book.
And go like.
See, like you could find linkage bar systems in all sorts of things around you.
Can they do the dance called the monkey?
What does the monkey look like?
Oh, remember that dance?
Is that what the monkey looks like? Cool. Okay, Robert. How's your painting going? What about the blue sky?
Blue sky.
Are you wanting the birds to be red?
Got to do the blue sky. The blue sky. The blue school sky.
This axe takes a while because there's some unique shapes in here. It's not like the other one, which is oval. But it's coming together.
So then you're oval?
And it looks like we're running out of time, but I am going to finish this
Mr.
project.
Oval?
We'll finish this and see if it works. Even if I go over my hour time, that's alright.
Yep. The oval school sky. That there is no sky that there never was. It was just a good story.
So we have all the bars together now. We have his foot. He looks like he has a Ronald McDonald foot or something. It's really long, like a clown foot. But that's alright. Cool, and then we have to paint. I'm going to poke these holes through so I don't lose their location. Okay. Poke all these holes. Then I could help Robert finish up painting. And then we could start assembling. And see
Like assembly?
Assembling?
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Like shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like, sometimes you go, like sometimes at schools they have assembly.
Mm-hmm. I said assembling. Do you know what the word assembling means?
Building.
Building, yeah. I don't know where the word assembly, I guess assemble, you're coming together.
Yeah, that time.
I guess that's the word for it. It's really interesting trying to figure out where all these words come from if you actually think about them, what they mean.
Do they come like it goes like, wait, so then our first thing is noises. And then they think of it, like when you go, they think of far.
Oh, okay.
And then when you go like, poo.
I guess. Oh, little boys. Alright. Cool.
Or if you go like, pee.
That's enough of that. Alright. Hey, Robert, tell me what color do you want me to paint? Oh, you have blue still, right? I was thinking like the lumberjack shirts are like blue or red. Let's make his shirt. Let's make his shirt and stuff red. Okay. So I think his hands and his arms. Robert, come on, let's finish up.
Okay, let's finish up. Let's finish up.
Robert.
I thought we said finish up. Let's finish
So
up.
I'm gonna paint him red really quickly. Have like a red shirt on. I picked red because I was thinking like lumberjacks when they're wearing the the flannel shirts, the red and black. That's why I was thinking red. Maybe red could also be for our wonderful firemen, huh? Who are fighting wildfires all over California right now.
So then we fight fires?
And they have to chop some trees down sometimes.
Yeah, with their axes and stuff. And sometimes when doors are barricaded, they have to chop them down.
Yeah. So maybe this is like a fireman. Robert, come on, finish up. I need your help finishing up. We're on the timeline.
After, can I play box dancer?
Robert, I don't care what you do after this. Let's finish up right now. Okay? What are you painting while I paint this? Can you get the black out, Robert? And maybe paint his boot black? Can you do that for me?
Is boot black?
Yeah.
Okay, where's black? Black, black,
We're
black.
gonna see if we have
So then we have to paint his back black?
his boots. If we don't have black, buddy, I think you could just use brown. We can make his boot brown. But the black would look better because there's too much brown there already. Okay.
Oh, we have gold. We can make him have gold. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you can make it-
I thought we said he had no money. We have to build himself a house.
You can make his boot gold.
Oh, we
if
have
you-
gray.
Okay, that's a good color.
And then we'll use golden for his face.
I don't know who I'm talking about. We
Face.
paint his face, okay, buddy?
Why
Alright,
doesn't
so
he
his
have a
body,
golden face?
his body's red, like he's wearing a red shirt. I'm going to make his, let me not get this confused. His arm is going to be red too. Because he's going to be wearing a long red shirt for his arm.
Gray boot. This is gray boot.
All of that gray. All of his shoe gray. Thank you.
But I thought that was the leg.
Listen.
That looks like a good axie.
Can I see the gray?
Can I see the gray? Can I see the gray?
I'm going to paint that
That's a gray.
axe gray too.
Smells weird. Smells weird.
Alright.
It smells weird.
So again, we're just painting right now all of our pieces that we cut out. Trying to color code this a little bit, make it look nice here. Robert did the background for us. He did the head, right? We're painting his boot now. Robert, is there more brown paint in there? Is there enough in there?
Brown. Need to get more of this
I
one.
think there's enough on the edge there.
There's
Let's
not
see.
enough. There's not
No,
enough.
there's enough. I just need a little. Just need a little.
We need brown.
So
We
let's
need
let that
brown.
dry. Finish up the boot really
I
quickly.
said put on a frown.
Put on a frown.
Yeah, put on a big frown.
Turn that frown upside down.
Okay, turn me upside down.
That would make the frown go upside down, right? It would make you look like you were smiling then, or would it just changed your orientation? I think it still looks like you were sad. You just look sad upside down.
I still sad as God. Just sad. He's the saddest guy.
Cool.
Sad. Sad is that what I
Alright.
only say now. Sad.
So we're just finishing up the paint here. Watching this time. I need to paint the axe handle because it's made of wood. So I'm going to paint that brown as well.
Sad.
I gave you so much brown paint, but that's okay there.
Brown frown paint.
So let that dry a little bit. Leave this brown here because I'm
He's
going to use
brown.
another coat on that.
He has a big frown.
Let's see, what color are we
frown.
going to make his
He's a frown,
pants?
He has a big frown.
Let's make his
He's
pants
brown.
blue, like they're blue jeans.
Oh, blue jeans. Wait, I thought he said he had no money.
I didn't say that. You were making up stories.
Yeah, he has no money.
Alright, so
So
I'm
he
going to
has
use this
nothing.
blue paint here to paint his legs brown. Oops, brown. His legs blue, like he is wearing blue jeans. So I think that looks very lumberjackish to me. A red shirt with blue jeans.
The brown man. Brown man. Brown man. He's a brown man. He's brown.
Cole, it's enough.
He's brown. Coal. It's enough. Like coal on those rocks and stuff, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. We don't live on a train.
I thought you named him Cole because of
Ninjago.
Ninjago. Like the black ninja Ninjago, his name is Cole, right?
Yeah, for that reason. And he's black too.
Charcoal, right?
He's charcoal.
Like for a train.
Charcoal. Charcoal.
Alright.
Charcoal.
Hey Robert, why are you so quiet about your magic potion now?
What magic potion? I didn't make a magic potion. I dumped it out, remember? That's
I thought you were talking about that, huh?
no, it's not a magic potion.
Why are you so serious now?
It's not a magic potion.
Should I tell on you?
No. Stop doing that secret. I'm gonna pinch you. I'm gonna pinch you.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna tell your secret again. Even though mommy's in the background.
She already knows now.
She knows. She's looking at you.
Because you told her.
I didn't tell her.
Yes, you did. You're talking about a magic potion.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
She
did.
got cook.
Alright, bud, let me finish this up. Hey.
Let me pinch you.
Okay, Robert, let me finish this up.
You pinch you? You
Give
pinch
me
you?
my arm.
You pinch you?
Robert, can you let go of my arm? Robert, Alexander.
You want to let go of the secret?
Okay. Robert.
That's why I
Okay,
don't
okay,
trust
okay.
anybody.
Awesome. We have this all done here. I'm just doing a little couple touch-ups here to try to hide some of the lines.
Okay, now I'll unhide them.
Robert,
You unhide them
Robert,
and see.
let's calm down. We're almost done.
Oh.
Almost done here. It's gonna look so cool when it's done. Okay? We're just hiding the red lines here from our sketch. Alright. So now, as these pieces are drying, we need some brass tabs to start connecting these things together. Now remember, we're using the background as bar C, so that's going to have to connect to some of these components as well. But let's just make sure some of this stuff is dry. Okay, so I can assemble the hand there. Push the brass tab through. Brass tab through here. Great, that looks good. Though they're still drying a little bit. But that's okay. These are the components that aren't really going to move, so I could put the brass tabs in them. Now, if you didn't want the brass tabs to show, you could paint over them as well to make them blend in better. I think I have this on the wrong side there. I did make one side more closer to the bottom, so that way it would fit in. Okay. And by fit in, I meant so you wouldn't see the back of his leg so much. Okay. So Some of the paint is a little wet here because we're rushing it at the end, but that's okay. Let's make the bigger side there towards his thigh. And then his kneecap. Okay, starting to see it looks like a little lumberjack there. That's pretty cool. And then hopefully, if we did this all correctly, it will. I'm not going to bend that one because that one needs to go into C. If we did this correctly, hopefully he will move and look like he's chopping down the tree. Okay. So now he's, for the most part, put together. We're going to put him here. This. There we go. Make sure those are closed. I didn't close this one yet because I wanted to lay him out. And then these 2 points actually are going to connect to C. So if we remember here, with our motion for our linkage bar system, it was like this. And these should actually measure up pretty good. Now it's off because that's what I was talking about right now. We need to move him so the measurement of C is the measurement that we had here. C was 5 inches. So the measurement from his hand to his knee needs to be 5 inches. Okay? So let's see roughly. The calculation for that is going to be, just put one dot right here. Okay. It's probably easier to use this model. Okay. So if that point is right there, then point B would have to be somewhere here. Okay? And I estimated that roughly with that sketch. I am going to check my measurement, and it is 5 inches. Perfect. Now we have to poke the holes into our background here for linkage bar C. Okay. Cool. This point is going to connect to C. Now this is something I didn't think about. It's the thickness of 3 layers of cardboard there. The brass tabs that I have are 3/4 of an inch long. It would have been helpful if I had inch-long tabs, but it'll still get the job done. Ouch, why are you so pinching? Okay, right back into my hand, please. Thank you. Robert. Look. Now as you move the guy, he's chopping down the tree. What do you think about that? How's that look?
Oh, what's purple?
Because there was a red line back there. Do you see that storyboard now?
Wait,
now I
so
said-
is Wes moving down inside the line?
Right, so you could set limits if we were to play with the linkage system again. You could design it so it would stop there. You could also make a stop in the cardboard so that way the guy wouldn't go past there. And as he stands up, he chops into the tree. Do you see how that looks? Chop, chop, chop. See, and then you could even make his leg, like if we did another linkage system down here, maybe you could make his legs like move up as he stood up. Alright? But so you can see, I got paint all over me, probably have it on my face now, but that's alright.
Put it in the tree.
You can see where they put the other linkage. Our project started off with us looking at 4-bar linkage systems and playing with the different lengths of the bars to see what kind of motion we created, whether it looked like an animal, or like Robert was talking about, like the old oil horses that they have to pump oil out of the ground. But Robert saw an axe, a man cutting with an axe. So we spent some time here changing the linkage bar systems from simple rectangular shapes into an actual board. So I'll recap here. We have 4 different links. You could see them in parallel with this here. His body and his head are link A. So if we move link A, his arms and legs move. C is between the arm and the leg, but you can't really see that here because it's the background of the cardboard. Okay? So the background is serving as our fixed link and allowing as I move, like even if I move D, if I move B, you can see you get that motion as well. So you could power any of these links and you'd be able to get it. So maybe you could hook up like from the back or the side here, like a little push handle, and you can push him up and pull him down and make him chop down the tree. All right. So this is a simple project you could do using linkage systems, learning how mechanics and mechanisms work to build something. You could incorporate it in art. Again, I said some ideas that were coming to mind depending on subjects that you're teaching. You can do this as a storyboard for a theater class. Maybe you were doing this in a math class and learning about geometry and measuring systems. Maybe you were doing ELA and the kids had to create their own story. And maybe you made this in a smaller book where each page had to have a simple mechanism on it. Well, thank you for joining us today for our 2-Bit Circus Foundation live stream. We are done here. Robert is off. It's been an hour. He was a wonderful help today, doing a lot of this painting and designing for us to make his creation to come to life. We will be back here on Thursday with another live stream from Cape, and Robert and I will be back here next week. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night.